March Madness is in full effect, and the McNeese State Cowboys, boy, they've already punched their ticket to the big dance. As a matter of fact, for the second straight year. And in his first season as the head men's basketball coach of the Cowboys is Bill Armstrong, as he joins us right here on the program. Coach Armstrong, congratulations. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on. I don't mean to be one of those rude guests to come on and correct you from the first time I speak, but it's actually our third straight time to the NCAA tournament.
Not,
just letting you
you're
know.
not, yes, you're, no. You're not rude at all.
We're proud of that. We're proud of that. So we want to make sure that's right.
You should be, certainly you should be. So thank you for that correction. Very important correction, no doubt about it. 3 straight Southland Conference tournament championships. Speak about this one, especially in your first season. You get it done in the Southland Conference tournament.
Yeah, just man, what we did those last 2 games, or those 2 games in the conference tournaments, just a testament to one, my staff, getting these guys ready to play, and then just the group of young men that we're able to coach every day. They're a joy to coach. That's not always the case. You know, I've been on some really good teams where it was a little bit more difficult. You loved what they were able to do in the game, but not always going to practice and being around all the time. But these guys, we're together all the time, as most teams, and they're just a joy to be around. They're a great group of kids, and they love each other, and they love McNeese, and that's what they played for in the conference tournament. You know what we went through in that first game against a really good Rio Grande Valley team. We go into triple overtime, had to get 3 stops just to each overtime to go to the next one. And then we had to get a stop there at the end. Larry runs through that pass and dunks it to finish the game. And then turn around, I believe, 16 hours or so later, and have to play a really good Stephen F. Austin team, who at the time was 28-4 and was the #1 seed in our tournament. And to be able to come out and play probably our best 40 minutes of basketball all year. We finally were able to put everything together with our defense and making shots as well, and just played a really, really good game to beat a really, really good team to be able to go to the dance, man. We're super excited for the opportunity, and excited to see who we play on Sunday to get ready to go on Thursday or Friday.
No doubt about it. By the way, speaking of the correction, Will Wade is right here in Raleigh. Had a chance to talk. He would have corrected me too. So no, it's all good. It's all good.
He definitely would have.
Yes, he would have. So and speaking of the victory over UTRGV, 3 overtimes, like you mentioned, 16 hours later having to play a 3 overtime game. Speak to that. That was a huge victory for your Cowboys. Obviously.
Oh, no doubt about it. I mean, for I would assume, and a lot of people have told me it's probably the best game. If you put the circumstances and what it meant and all the above into play, it's probably the most exciting, best game that's ever been played at McNeese for what it meant. To be able to just come back 3 straight times, to send it to overtime, double overtime, and then triple overtime, and find a way to win it there. Just pretty cool to be a part of something like that, which then gave us a chance to go on to the championship game and get it done and go to the tournament again.
I got to ask you. I mean, you've got a couple, quite a few holdovers from last year that I want to talk with you about as well. But Larry Johnson, I mean, this guy has been phenomenal for you. A true freshman, first of all. Second of all, he has 7 of your 12 points in the 3rd overtime period. Had a monster game. Speak to not only how he played in that semifinal game, but also what he's meant to this program this season.
Yeah, trying to calculate what he's meant to the program, I don't know if I can do that right now. I mean, what he's done to come in here and, he broke Joe Dumar's freshman scoring record the last regular season game, and now he's, extending that record of his own. each and every basket he scores after that. But to be able to do that, it's not like he came in and broke somebody's record that's a freshman. And no offense to any of those people that have a freshman scoring record that we haven't ever heard of, but he broke Joe Dumars' scoring record. Joe Dumars is a top 75 player of all time, a Hall of Famer, a legend. And for him to be able to do that as a freshman just speaks to his talent and what he's going to be capable of in the future. I think Larry's just touching the tip of the iceberg. And then, every time we need a big basket throughout the season, he was able to go get that done, including the final 2 baskets of triple overtime against UTRGV to send us on our way to the finals.
Bill Armstrong, he's in his first season as the head men's basketball coach at McNeese State, as he joins us right here on the program. It's interesting. I mean, you talked about Stephen F. Austin. You guys battled, split the regular season. As a matter of fact, your last loss of the season was to Stephen F. Austin. You won 10 straight games. I don't know if there's at least this season seemed to be a rivalry right there. Can you kind of speak to that? And and being able, especially to beat the team that finished first in the regular season.
Definitely. I mean, and it's a healthy thing. It's a great thing for our league to have that kind of rivalry. And, we have great respect for Stephen F. They went to a different conference for a couple years. They were a great team in the Southland prior to that. And then now they come back. This is year 2. And Coach Breyer did an incredible job going 28-5, getting winning the regular season and then going to the tournament championship. So it's a great rivalry. We split in 2 really good games during the regular season. And like you said, both teams were coming in. I think we were, 13 of our last 14, and they were 13 of their last 14 coming into the championship game. And we were able to win that game now, winning 10 in a row with, I think, the 4th longest winning streak in the country going in. So we were just trying to, each and every day, win that day, be the best version of ourselves each and every day. And I think we've been able to do that so that we would peak this time of year. That's what you want to try to do as a team, is peak in March. And that's what we've been able to do. And so we're going to go into the NCAA tournament with a 10-game winning streak and some confidence. So we're excited to see who we get to play.
Bill Armstrong, the head men's basketball coach at McNeese State, joining us right here on the program. I mentioned Larry Johnson. You got quite a few holdovers, if you will, from last year's team, even going back to the previous year's championship team. 2 of the young men I want to talk about, Tyshawn Archie and Javon Garcia. They are your 2nd and 3rd leading scorers, respectively, but they do so much more. Speak to also what they've meant. And those guys have championship pedigree.
Yeah, Tyshawn Archie, now he's a transfer from Tulsa, but he has come in and been our 2nd leading scorer, 2nd in assists. Ty does a little bit of everything for us. His versatility to be able to play on the ball, off the ball. We got a 6'5" point guard who really fits our system as far as defensively, who in Garway Dual, who was an all-defensive team for us. So when he's playing the point, Ty's able to move off the ball and can really, really score. And then when we need Ty on the ball to create for others, he's able to do that as well. And then he's really, really become a good defender, averaging over a steal a game, is really good at the front of our press, and has made huge shots for us, man. Made 2 game winners throughout the season, 1 at Rhode Island and then 1 at New Orleans. So we certainly wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Ty Archie, who was a first-team all-league guy for us. And then, I could talk. I don't know how much time we got, but I could talk forever and ever about Javon Garcia. You're talking about a legend here in Lake Charles, a guy who deserves a statue out in front of the building. Has now led us to 3 consecutive NCAA tournaments, when the previous 51 years we had been to 2. So he's led us to 3 more than anybody else combined. And what he did in that championship game, let me back up. He couldn't hardly walk. He was on crutches about 3 weeks ago. Thought his college career was over. Our training staff did a tremendous job, led by our trainer, Amber Kressler, to get him back, get him ready. Our doctors did a great job. Everybody involved, the diagnosis was not good 3 weeks ago. But it just then speaks to this kid's heart and what he wanted for this program. And he said he was going to come back for the conference tournament, and he got himself ready. And then I was very sympathetic to his leg and his injury. I only played him 80 minutes in 2 games in the conference tournament, so I just kind of worked him back in. But he comes out in the champion. He hit the 2 free throws to send it to triple overtime, which was actually his first 2 free throws to shoot in a game in 3 weeks. Goes to the line and hits nothing but the bottom of the net. Just again speaks to what a winner he is. Sends it to triple overtime. We found a way to win, and then he just said, we're not losing in this championship game. Hits his first 5 threes, goes for a career-high 31, is named MVP. Nobody thought he was even going to play in the tournament. Just the ultimate winner, man. He loves Lake Charles, and for him to come back and trust us after taking Coach Wade and his teams to 2 straight tournaments and now getting 3 straight, I think we're going to retire his jersey as soon as possible, and I'm going to lobby for a statue at some point.
I heard that. I know that's right. What made, because you've been a head coach in high school, but you had been an assistant coach for many years. What made McNeese State the right job for you?
Well, I was very familiar with it being, Will Wade and I talk every single day. We're like brothers. So, he's there. I'm following every second of it. For, Heath Schroyer to hire him and give him a second chance, that within itself meant the world to me because of how I feel about Will. And so I was locked in on the program then. I'd been to a bunch of games when I was at Link Academy, probably 4 or 5. I actually went to the first conference tournament that we won. So to see the atmosphere, to meet the people of Lake Charles, we got great people here. And, I just knew that I wanted to be a part of it. And then you get to take over a program that is on the way up. We've won 2 consecutive tournaments, 2 NCAA tournaments, then win a game in the NCAA tournament. So to be able to come in and be a part of that and just kind of take that torch and run with it, that's something that I wanted to do. And glad I was given the opportunity. Forever grateful to Heath Schroyer and the people of Lake Charles.
And then last thought, Coach Armstrong, we really appreciate the time. Where do you feel like the Cowboys will be seated in once Selection Sunday comes? Once Selection Sunday comes.
Yeah, we've been a 12 seed the last 2 years. Our metrics are very similar to the last 2 years from an analytics standpoint, from a win standpoint. I think that we'll probably be a 12 seed. That's what I'm hoping for. I think we'll be anywhere from an 11 to 13, but I believe we'll be a 12.
Bill Armstrong, the head men's basketball coach at McNeese State, joining us right here on the program. The Cowboys, for the 3rd straight year, Southland Conference Tournament champions, await Sunday to see where, of course, they will be in the NCAA tournament. Coach Armstrong, appreciate the time. Continued success to you and the Cowboys.
Thank you for having me, man. We're going to kind of try to keep this thing rolling.